The next Kiddish that we're going to do is going to be the Kiddish that we do for Rosh Hashanah, which will say Yom HaZikaron at the end, different from when we did Mikadesh HaShabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam borei peri hagafen. Blessed art thou, Lord our God, King of the universe, who createst the fruit of the vine. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher bachar banu mikol ha'am Ramimanu Mikal Ashon V'Kiddishanu V'Mitzvotav V'Tikten Lanu Adonai Eloheinu V'Yavo Es Yom HaZikaron Hazeh Yom Zikaron Teruah Mikra Kodesh Zecher L'Tziat Mitzrayim Kivanu Bacharta Yosanu Kidashta Mikol Ha'amim Udvarcha Emes B'Kayam Lad Baruch Atah Adonai Melech al kol haaretz Mekadesh Yisrael B'yom hazikaron Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam Shechianu V'kiyamanu V'higiyanu Lazman hazeh. May it be thy will, Lord our God and God of our fathers, to grant us a happy and pleasant new year. Yehi ratzon milfonecha, Adonai Eloheinu Elohim Avosenu, shekadosh aleinu, shana tova umtuka. And what we do with that is we take a piece of apple with some honey. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri ha'etz. That is the blessed art thou, O Lord our God, who gives us fruit from the trees. And as you know, whether it's Shabbos, whether it's Yom Tov, whether you're in a restaurant, you can, and for Rosh Hashanah, you can also put honey on challah. But we have a blessing, it's called the motzi, and it goes, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lecha min haaretz. Blessed art thou, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who brings forth bread and food from the earth. And what happens is everybody grabs a hunk of the bread, and what you get is what you eat just before you start your meal. The other thing that I would point out is that when you're doing the services, I mean, especially in synagogue or if you have family over, I remember going to synagogue, and when they went to do the Kiddish and they would invite us all up there, we all thought we were really hot stuff because they put a little bit of wine in one of these really tiny little cups. And, you know, you're 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, and you think this is really pretty wild. You know, you're there with your grandfather and or your parents, and they call the kids down. They call the girls down to do the candle lighting, and then they would call everybody down to do the Kiddish and pull on a piece of bread or have apple and honey to start the celebration or whatever food is going to be served. If you are drinking a beverage other than wine, the blessing is Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehakol niyeh bidvaro. Most of the time you say that drink if you're having an alcoholic beverage of choice that is not wine, but it's good for iced tea and soda and water and anything that's not wine, and it's a way to sanctify the rest of the meal. This concludes the section of what we're going to be doing with the Mourner's Kaddish, where you have the regular and Rosh Hashanah, the candle lighting trilogy for Shabbos, Rosh Hashanah or Yom Tov, and Yom Tov and Shabbos, Kiddish for Sabbath, and for Yom Tov, the motzi, the blessing for the bread, the blessing for dipping the apple and honey together before we eat. And of course, the explanation of the yard site candle and how we do yard site observances as far as options that happen. And the last option on the yard site observance is during the 4 festivals. Now, because Nisan is the first month of the year, Passover is actually the first festival. Shavuos, where we get the 10 Commandments or the Torah from Sinai, is the second festival. We do Yizkor, which means shall remember. We do the Yizkor service on Yom Kippur morning. And finally, for Sukkot, for the Festival of Booths, we do the Yizkor service on the last day or the next to the last day of Sukkot. So that way we have 4 synagogue observances, which is a special service within that morning service. It all happens in the morning service. Some synagogues now, in order to get people back, have gone to the afternoon services, because once people get out of there for lunch, sometimes they don't come back for the afternoon services. And this is a way to guarantee having attendance so you can do all the prayers, because you will have the number of people that you need, the magic number being 10. So that's it from here. Thank you. Leshana Tova Utukal, a sweet, a joyous, and happy new year. May you all be sealed in the book of life. May your dreams come true. This is Reb Z signing off for now. We'll catch you at the Rosh Hashanah service. Bye-bye.